Hey everyone, I'm Devin Southard of the Pretentious Film Majors, and we are here at the premiere of The Book Thief with director of the film, Brian Percival, and author of The Book Thief, Markus Zusak. Thank you guys for joining us.
Pleasure. No worries.
All right. So why don't we start with you, Brian? A lot of films nowadays, they have their roots in some form of literature. What was it about Book Thief that you thought would translate well into a film? And was that part of what attracted you to doing the project?
It touched me on so many levels. I think, what Marcus had done and what he created was such a wonderful piece of work that I just really wanted to bring that to a wider piece of audience. It was a story that I wanted to tell, and there's so many different aspects of it that reach out to people. I mean, there's the human spirit and the humanity, but also I think that story narrated by death is quite unique. I'd not come across that before, so it was really quite special. And I remember reading the screenplay and thinking, I've just got to make this somehow. I've got to make this, and thankfully Fox trusted me with it.
Now, the narration by death, that's actually a really interesting part of the book. Is that something you kept in the film? And if so, how were you able to do that?
Yeah, that's key to what Marcus came up with. So he had to be in the film, but we couldn't narrate the entire film because it would have felt like we were just being told a story. And the whole, the rule about cinema is show don't tell. So we kept him there, and he's there about half a dozen times. But what I tried to do is to shoot it in a way that allows the audience to experience a different perspective on what goes on. So we see the scenes and we get involved with the characters, and the way, indeed, I always felt that the way into this story was through the characters. And then we're reminded, hopefully in quite a subtle way, that we're seeing this from another perspective. So the camera tends to come up high a lot, seems to go above, and that's just something that we could do to give this idea that we're being told a story in another way. We're looking at it from a different viewpoint. We're not just with the characters, and hopefully that's a subtle reminder of Death's perspective, rather than hearing his voice every few scenes.
Interesting. Now, Marcus, this must have been a really interesting process for you, just because you've said in the past how you didn't think anyone would even want to read this book. Now, several years later, you're seeing Brian bring this world and this place you've created to life before your very eyes. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was really exciting, and I knew I was putting it in the hands of a good, not only such a good filmmaker and director, but a good person as well. And I want to work with good people. Even though I handed it over completely, pretty much, I just thought, just let it happen. And I'm a writer of books, Brian's a maker of films, and so just let him work his magic in it. And I love the idea of giving someone a creative job to do and just saying, all right, now go for it. I could think of nothing worse than saying, here, do something creative, but do it how I want you to do it. I don't think that was going to get a good result out of anybody, so I was really happy to do that.
And just for both of you, was it difficult trying to keep in mind that there is an audience out there that already has read the novel and fell in love with the book? So was it hard trying to cater to that, or?
Not really, because I think any director that takes on an adaptation, and I've done a few now, has to really love the source material to begin with, because otherwise you wouldn't do it. So if you have that in mind, then really what you want to do is enhance what the original writer came up with and just tell it your way, but to try and include as much of it as possible. And thankfully, we all on set, we all regarded the novel as a 580-page instruction manual as to what should be in the film. So it can work both ways. You can view the book as, you can be terrified of it, or you can embrace it and try to get as many of those thoughts and ideas into the film as possible, because ultimately that's why we did it.
Now, among the really great cast that was for the film, Geoffery Rush plays a very important character. What was that like for you, seeing this iconic actor taking on a role that you created for him, essentially?
Oh, Geoffrey's okay. And he's okay in the movie, He's. I went, Geoffery Rush. Geoffrey Rush. What are you doing? And it was. That was a nice pun there, Geoffrey Ruff. He's so beautiful in the film. And let's not forget Emily Watson as well, and the rest of the cast. I just looked at that and just thought they just looked like they loved each other. I saw the film and I just thought they just worked so beautifully together. So it's an honour. And being Australian, and Geoffrey's Australian, he's like our favourite actor. So it's a real honour, definitely.
Now, because Book Thief was a novel and is now going to be a film, I have to ask, what are your favorite adaptations? And you can't say Book Thief. And if it is Book Thief, you have to lie, solely for the sake of entertainment.
You've caught me out. I can't think of one. I will in about 5 minutes. I'll think of one, but right now,
go on, you second. I've got the opposite problem. I've got too many, and
Go on,
I love
give us one of yours.
Ghost World. It's great. Ghost World from the graphic novels, a great adaptation. But I'm gonna go for Wonder Boys, and it's one of my favourite books, and it's one of my favourite films as well. And I often just quote from it because I love Michael Douglas's performance and Tobey Maguire as well. There's such a great cast in that as well, and it's beautifully brought to the screen, I think, about a frustrated writer who's writing a 2,605-page novel. It's great.
That's a pretty good one. Can you up that?
No, I can't at all. Completely blank. I can't.
Nothing?
No.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'll email you later. I'm too busy making films.
I mean, I can even think of one.
Go on, what's yours then?
Mine is Carrie, the original.
Oh, wow.
Come on,
That's not bad.
that's
That's
a
not
pretty
bad.
good one. Like,
No.
not even Harry Potter, like something.
No.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Well,
Failed.
totally failed. Well, thank you guys for joining us. It was really great. And everybody, be sure to check out Book Thief when it hits theaters near you.